Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So, recently I've been talking about doing home improvements, living frugally, and how we're managing to maintain it. Now, of course, even frugal people have to spend a little to gain a lot. And as you will see from my last haul shop yesterday, I spent quite a little and I gained an awful lot. And I try to do that in other areas of the home and indeed our whole lives. So today I'm actually waiting to go and collect a Olio donation. So basically, there's an app called Olio. I can't go for another hour. I'm actually waiting for the people to get home, and I'm going to be collecting something from them. But let me explain Olio, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. So, the Olio app is an app on your phone. I've keyed in my details so it covers my area. Let me just pop my glasses on so I can see what I'm explaining to you. And as you come up, it says food and non-food. So it's saying there's no listings in my area for free food at the moment, but there are some just a little further away. There's some sweeties, swizzle ice pops. There's a large courgette. There's some plant food, some cauliflowers, they look delicious, some oranges, coleslaw, wholemeal bread, and as you can see, the list goes on and on. Different things. So you look at the mileage. So this one is saying it's 12.2 kilometres away. Now, if you think that's close enough for you to travel to and you want that particular item, and that's how you weigh it up.
You're
If
in that
they
area.
if they had some closer in my area, it'd be walking distance, etc. So on the non-food section, just 3.5 kilometres away, a lady's given a recipe book away. Somebody else has given some scotch tape away. These are all free of charge items. So instead of them going in landfill, people are donating them for other people to collect. A cup with a lid, a printer, some engine oil, lots and lots of different little things. So I was browsing through this and I actually saw an item and it was free wood. So I contacted the lady and I thought, right, that'll be perfect for burning on the wood burner once I've cut it down, and I'll be able to use that. So we spoke through messages on the Olio app. We made arrangements for me to actually go and collect that today, Mr. Wallflowers and I to collect that today. And she's not actually home from work for another hour. So I'm just sitting here thinking about what else I want to do within the home. Just here behind me, we have a plant stand. It was quite reasonable and we ordered it from the Olio. And I paid a little and I've been able to
No, that was an
contain.
Olio, that was Timu, wasn't it?
Oh, Timu, sorry, I meant Timu. I've been able to contain it all together, and I'm actually going to put a stand underneath it to raise it, and that will give me the impact that I wanted. A area where there's several plants together that I've salvaged. The banana tree, the banana plant was quite misused, mistreated. All the leaves were brown. I had to cut all of them off, and slowly but surely they've come back together. These two plants the cheese plants were on local free sites again, quite mistreated, dead leaves, so I removed them and allowed them to come back. And the yucca on the top is a cutting that I took from a dying yucca. And I'm trying to see if I can actually grow it to the way it was before, or what kind of plant I'd have from it. So they're just salvaged plants really, and I just wanted to create a green area in our living room or lounge. So I've put them all together. I'm going to change the white pot when I can find one in the cheap shops, either Poundland or Home Bargains, and get a grey pot so they're all the same. And I'm looking to put a stand or a box underneath it just to elevate the height. Another thing I got from Olio is, if Mr. Wolfhouse can just
Not
show
Olio.
sorry, Timo, is if you can see the skirting board in the corner, normally they're white. We didn't put any floor trimming in, and it stood out like
And
a
you can
sore
see
thumb.
the white one just behind the plant stand.
Yeah, you can see the white ones. That's what they normally look like. And we've bought some tape, and instead of actually paying out for all the wood in the shade and the colour that we wanted, that would have been quite expensive to do throughout the room. We actually purchased some sticky tape, some vinyl, from, just bear with me, Mr. Wallflowers. Which comes on a roll, and we've just took the sticky back off the top and applied it with a press. But I think it looks 100% better, and once it's done throughout the room, it ties in with the colour scheme. It's given us a mission, we like to have our tasks. We don't watch a lot of TV, and we like to do tasks together, whether that's cooking, reading, playing games, being creative. And this is one way we carry on being creative. So the little we've spent out gets us an awful lot of entertainment plus home improvements. That's how we choose to spend our time. We're limited midweek with Mr. Wallflowers working so hard and working, should we call it, difficult hours. He's up at 4 a.m. in the morning, has to have a snooze in the afternoon, and then obviously it's meal time, etc. So we have a couple of hours where we can actually work with that in the evening, and then of course he's back to bed again to work the rest of the week, and he does that 6 days a week. So I try to do what I can on my own, but when we come together, we do the two-person job, or the job that I need a hand with. And we quite enjoyed that, didn't we, when you got home from work today? It's very creative. We felt quite artistic doing it. The difference and the impact it makes compared to the white skirting board there, I think it just elevates the room. And we're thoroughly enjoying it.
We'll do a video of showing.
We will.
How
We'll create a whole video of doing it, just like we did with the sealant in the bathroom. It's the same concept. It's just some sticky tape, really, with some backing on. You just peel that off and apply it. Yeah, and we'll do a whole video about that. I'm looking forward to going to collect this wood. Now, it's rained off and on for the last couple of days, and I know the wood's outside, so I know it's going to be wet. So we'll have to bring it back and put it in the woodshed, allow it to dry for a few days. If we break it down, we can bring so many pieces in at a time, lie it in front of the fire and bake it out, basically. So with the heat that we're using in the room during the week, we can gradually swap pieces of wood in and out and dry that out, and then keep storing it where it'll be dry for the rest of the week, for the rest of the winter. We'll just do a rotation like that to store it. But I'm really looking forward to getting it all in. Peace of mind that we've got extra wood on top of what we already had, because when you have a wood fire, you don't really, until you actually start using it, and it's only been the last couple of weeks that we've started using it. Now, if you're up really early in the morning and the house is quite cold, obviously it's a good idea to put it on as soon as you can and take that chill off the air. I open the curtains, allow the sun to come in, but it's not actually heating the room once the weather gets colder. You work out you're going to burn a lot of wood through the winter, especially if you're going to do it, to maintain it, to keep it on all day and all night, it's not feasible. So you actually light a fire in the morning, take all the heat and the residual heat from that as far into the afternoon as you possibly can, possibly relight it at tea time, and then you may have to do a third fire, so that's 3 lots of firewood in one day. That's an awful lot of wood to contain, make sure you have, and keep dry throughout the winter. So we keep going. As I say, we've got the saw, we can go foraging. We haven't got time for this winter to take actual raw tree wood down and allow it to dry out for 12 months, but we can look, forage, collect, see what we can see free, see what we can see lying about in the outside spaces, and just collect what we can. But yeah, to collect this wood today will be a blessing. So I'll go and get myself tidied up. We'll go along and see them, and I'll video it step by step. So please join us in our little journey to collect some wood for the wood stove fire for winter. I'll see you shortly. Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So today, as you can see, I'm actually in the van. We're just about to head off. We've seen a post on Olio, and it was a post of pallet style fencing. The lady advertised it as bonfire wood, if it would be useful to anyone to use. So I asked for it, and we're now on our way to collect it. So join me when we make the collection. So we're here at the property now, and we're collecting the wood. The couple have very generously allowed us to record in the garden. So as you can see all the way down, the wood is fabulous. It's wet, so we'll have to dry it out in the wood shed. And at some point during the winter, this should be lovely for us to use. And the couple are so generous, they've actually offered to help us carry it towards the vehicle. So absolutely wonderful all the way round. So we'll start. Some of them are quite heavy, so it'll probably take both of us to carry them. I should imagine we'll get a little bit dirty doing this job because they're wet and they're on the wood. But yeah, as you can see, it's a fabulous amount of wood, and we're so blessed to be able to get this today. The gentleman was so wonderful. We only managed to take about 2/3 of the wood.
Got 14.
14 we've managed to get, and I've just made arrangements with him to come back either Saturday or Sunday. I've got the phone number so I can speak to Kat, the lady, and we can come and take the rest of it. He was very intrigued. He wants to put raised beds in the garden. He wants to buy fruit trees. I told him about the channel. I gave him a little advice about planting any fruit trees between the middle of November and the middle of February in the coldest periods. And I told him about the single divan beds to use as raised beds within the garden. He was really receptive to it. So he subscribed to the channel and he's very intrigued to learn. They've got a beautiful piece of land there, both back and front, and they should be able to grow some lovely fruits and vegetables. We're absolutely chuffed with all the wood we've got. Granted, it's got to dry out, but that'll do us a good period of during the winter, and we've got another lot to come. So yeah, an absolutely amazing little trip. We're now off to our son's house, and we're going to take them a food parcel, and then we'll head back home, have our evening meal, and see if there's any tasks we can do, and then we'll settle down for the evening. It's literally 6:30 of night, because at the time of year it's starting to get dark early, and we feel as if it's much later. So yeah, head to our son's, take the food parcel there. We'll leave the wood in the van overnight, and then tomorrow, well, we've got a bit of daylight, we'll then unpack it into the woodshed. Busy, busy, busy. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.